Hello everybody, welcome to another Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League race. Tonight we have sillydabbit, SassageLink, Ziggy, and Angel FM. What a race, what a group. My name is CyberDark86. I'm joined tonight in the comms booth by Destiny. How's it going?
I'm doing great, thank you CyberDark. Good evening everyone. Looking forward to our second broadcast of Winter League, Week 1. Permanent Repel is the featured flag here that we'll see in Week 1 between these four runners. We'll get into some of the nuances as we start gameplay. You can see there on the screen some of the highlights of the flags that are on. We have Open Sharlock on, so there's not going to be a chase for Rainbow Drop components. These folks are just going to be looking for Erdrick's Sword, Erdrick's Armor, enemies to defeat, hopefully glass cannon strategy with high strength and keeping that defense low so they don't repel the enemies that they want to be fighting. And we're off. The runners have decided to not re-roll if there's armor in the throne room.
Well, we've got wings, so we keep a key. And return, wow.
Which way do we want to keep our key? Of course, we don't need to keep our key because the Don't Require Magic Keys is on. So, look at the seed trolling us right from the start. We get wings and return, but we don't need them to keep the keys because we can open up all the doors without keys this week anyways. In the treasury, Death Necklace, gold, more wings perhaps, got glitched chests. I did see, looks like Sasha's didn't do the glitch. Did we catch the other two chests?
There was a dragon scale there and maybe a torch. Yeah, we're throwing torches at magic drakies. That's great. That's a good way to start.
Angel and Sassage deciding to take a peek downstairs first, and they find Swamp South as we get level 2 on our left side of our runners. We're going to watch Agility in conjunction with Strength. We don't want Agility to grow too fast. Earned 5 Agility on that level, so we're sitting at, let's see, 10 defense, not repelling too much at the moment.
Ooh, we've got Caitlin here. It's a good spot to buy a weapon. We don't want to buy like any armor, like you said. But look at that copper sword, 12,439.
Hey, CyberDark, can I borrow 12,438 gold pieces from you?
Let's see how much I have here. So yeah, I think we're gonna check another shop, maybe see if we can find a cheap hand axe or something. Not in that one. Come on, bamboo pole will be the only reasonably priced weapon. Oh, broadsword's okay.
sillydabbit is taking quite a long walk here, went a little bit to the west and to the south, and found Hawk's Nest.
Oh, of course. Ooh, blue slime. That's a good thing to find in here. Not so much.
Yeah, we're a little bit a ways away from fighting the golem, although it does have hurt.
Just enough they can't make it.
The swamp tile sends sillydabbit home so we don't get a peek at the Hawk's Nest spike enemy. So, one of the other flags that is on along with permanent repel is no repel in dungeons, so gives our runners a possibility to fight weaker enemies that they might be repelling. And Hawk's Nest is treated as a dungeon, anywhere where you hear that dark dungeon music, which would include the bottom of Sharlock, which is lit up. Not technically a dark cave, but is treated as a dungeon for that flag.
Right, so right there with the blue slime, actually there, you can go in and get a couple of levels on blue slimes if need be. Seems like most of our runners are going for torch grinds though, and they're going to use those to throw at magic drakies, maybe trolls even if it really comes down to it. And if we can get enough money built up, we can actually start buying fairy waters in Caitlin.
That makes sense. That'll help with some of the Zone 2. Ooh, blue dragons in what might have appeared to be Zone 2. Not so much over there with the wolves that we saw, and SassageLink takes a death home. Ziggy taking on the Magic Drakies. We did see Sassage hit level 3. From when I glanced at it, didn't seem like there was a whole lot of help there noteworthy.
9 power.
So that's nice to see, a bit of a strength boost and a modest agility gain, helping the strength continue to outpace the agility. So Ziggy and Sassage at level 3, Dabbit and Angel at level 2.
Angel just hits level 3 with that Magic Draki. Fought it down a good amount.
So the key to this flag set really is finding a good grind and perhaps stumbling onto Erdrick's Sword or Erdrick's Armor when you are just able to defeat Treasure Guards, which are the mid-tier enemies of the game, roughly from, what, like a Wraith Knight, a Wyvern, up to a Knight, a Magic Wyvern, Star Wyvern. Once you get something like Sleep or enough Strength or Hurt or even Hurt more, then Treasure Guards with Sword or Armor underneath them are viable. But until then, we're not looking for Rainbow Drop components with open Sharlock.
True enough. And the problem right now is you don't want to really hit those Treasure Guards and try to fight them. Like you said, unless you're able to, because if you accidentally pick up Erdrick's Armor, then you're pretty much screwed.
That's a good point. You could conceivably save if you get a Treasure Guard and defeat it, and if you don't want to pick up Erdrick's Armor at that point, reset and fight it again. We saw level 4 or level 5 got a decent HP boost, so that certainly helps the survivability.
For sure. Angel checking at the weapon shops now, gonna see that ridiculous copper sword.
Of course, there's all of the cheap armor in the first shop in Cantlin. That, again, that's the Seed doing exactly what it wants to do and play some jokes on us and troll with all of the armor available, but not the weapon is super expensive. We don't want armor early in the game with permanent repel.
Just noticed the large shield is 10,000 as well.
Oh, fabulous. So Ziggy and Sassage at level 5 have Hurt. That is definitely helping with some of these Zone 2 enemies. Ziggy taking on a Druid, SassageLink trying to get the wolf down. Will he get it with this Hurt? He does not.
Not quite.
Thou art dead.
Oh, Angel's coming back up here. Might buy some armor. Nope.
Sorry, Angel, the weapon and armor available doesn't change each time you talk to the vendor.
Oh, level 6 at hurt more. Oh well. So now with hurt more, you'd want to pick up some armor because you can hurt more just about any enemy in the game.
There you go. Yeah, now we'll see if Ziggy and the runners shortly thereafter who get to level 6, if they pick up an armor there in Cantlin, I would imagine so, and start hurt mooring and start exploring. Now we definitely want to find those treasure guards with hurt more and get sword and armor, and then we've got to figure out where Sharlock is.
Yeah, oh, here's Rimmeldar. Not that we really need keys, but I think I remember seeing a magic armor for 80 gold? Hey, and here's one of our treasure guards right now.
Wow, this is coming together really fast! Erdrick's sword for Ziggy!
Very nice.
We're not getting paid by the hour here. This is shaping up to go pretty quickly. Erdrick's sword, hurt more, a healing spell. Gotta find a good grind, figure out where Sharlock is, and attack the rest of the seed. And the rest of the runners, the faster they can get to hurt more, the better off they are.
Ooh, silver shield for 290, that's nice. Ziggy gonna pick it up right away. And then the magic armor.
SassageLink is in Mulder as well. And is picking up a silver shield. Alright, here we go.
Ziggy going across through Swamp Cave. Thinks maybe something's over there.
Or perhaps to check out the Swamp Spike. If it's a hurt-moreable enemy like an Axe Knight or a Green Dragon, or depending on when we get enough HP, perhaps even an Armor Knight, sitting already at 80 HP, that's not too bad, could just sit there until go level stats, or at least the spell of Heal More. Angel still at
It's possible.
Aha! Armor Knight. Curious how long Ziggy and Dabbit are sitting there. Angel just hit level 6 as well. And Dabbit also. So everyone has their hurt more. The levels are starting to fly by. Dabbit and Ziggy, are they going to sit here on this Armor Knight? Yep.
As long as they have resources. It won't take long to go through them, but we'll get a couple of levels, maybe. Oh, there's a rainbow drop cave we don't need on Sassage's screen.
Can hang out with the jerk there in the rainbow drop cave and find the harp cave, and he's still going to be searching that harp for a really long time tonight.
Angel, meanwhile, has gone back to Hawksness, gets level 7 here, and may get that spike tile.
I don't think we've had a look at the Hawksness spike yet, have we?
No, I think Ziggy was the only one to get close and died a step before it.
Silly Dabbit in Cantlin, perhaps buying some armor himself. Well, the Hawksness Spike is another Armor Knight, so take your pick between those. Although we will see, once Angel is able to take down this Armor Knight, whether armor is underneath here in Hawksness.
Nope, just us flute.
Oh, the flute. Well, it could be useful. Always use it against the golems to get past them in Sharlock, or if there's the Sharlock Spike enemy as a golem, you can use it on that, otherwise just filling up the inventory. Dabbit checking out the weapon and armor shops in Cantlin. I didn't see if Dabbit picked up anything in there. Went to the bottom shop. Now looks like Angel is headed right to Swamp Cave and see what the spike is as well. We'll find out how long Angel sits on the Armor Knight.
Dabbit definitely not looking for armor yet. Hasn't been getting any HP as he was walking, so doesn't have magic.
Ziggy's going to check coordinates, so we'll get our first check at the coordinate spot, and we have knowledge that if there are coordinates, the only thing that it can be is Erdrick's armor.
"28 north, 3 east." That should be an easy count.
And we know that's guaranteed to be Erdrick's armor, so none of the runners have put all of the pieces of the information together, but we as the viewers have. We know that the coordinates are going to hold Erdrick's armor. Silly Dabbit getting the information of the coordinates as well.
I think Dabbit made the right choice here by just returning or dying or whatever. Get a faster run of that. Ziggy's buying herbs, which you will need most likely for the end game, but you know.
SassageLink just walked past Sharlock, so we do have a Sharlock sighting, and it looks like Silly Dabbit, meanwhile in the top left, is counting the coordinates. We'll see that armor pickup if he's able to accurately count the coordinates.
Yeah, with these coordinates, you definitely don't want to try saving Gwaelin. It's kind of a waste.
Looks like Angel is exhausting resources on the armor knight, just got sent home there. Everyone's the bottom runners are at level 9, our top runners are at level 8, but with Hurtmore and the spike in both Hawksness and Swamp being hurt moreable, level difference is pretty negligible. It seems like being efficient and right ordering exclamation and just going for all the right things seems to be the ticket here. And we'll see how volatile Sharlock is. That could be the key to how this race finishes up.
For sure. Dabbit does pick up Erdrick's armor there. Angel's back to the Armored Knight. Or maybe seeing this one for the first time, I'm not sure.
Angel was in there before and got sent back upstairs from the Armor Knight, so going right back into there. Dabbit is going into Hawksness now, and we'll see that Armor Knight and assumably pick up the flute.
Sassage finds Hawksness from a different angle, maybe?
Angel, the first runner to level 10, saw a 19 HP boost. That's going to be helpful for being able to sit on a spike longer.
Yeah, we're pretty close to HP needed for a Sharlock dive. MP, I'm not quite sure. And of course, we're still missing heal more anyway.
Sassage has found Mountain Cave, which we know, number one, isn't going to have any critical items in there. Maybe a fighter's ring, but I think that's all that's useful, that's outstanding, that we don't have knowledge of. And then secondly, Sassage is the only runner so far that hasn't dedicated a lot of time to sitting on one of our 2 Armor Knight spikes. So, if anything at the moment, it feels like Sassage might be a little bit behind in both exploration, knowledge, and grinding and leveling.
Yeah, if he's got Erdrick's sword, not having the armor, maybe. But if you know where Caitlyn is, it'd be a good idea to check the coordinates first. Ooh,
A Wraith with
breathes fire.
Yep, Wraith deal 2 breath sends Sassage out of Mountain Cave. We didn't get a full clear of all the chests. That might redirect Sassage to something that we know is probably more efficient for them. Tootin' the Flute is Dabbit on a Golem in Hawksness. That Golem is not the spike, it's a random encounter in the Hawksness zone.
It's worth a lot of experience, and I wouldn't even use the flute if it's casting hurt a lot, but I never saw how fat or how much it was. Ah, look at Ziggy, 88 MP, 112 HP. I don't know if I'd go any further now. I think I'd just go find Sharlock.
Yeah, strength is really low, and so is agility, but yeah, look at how HP and MP have really exploded on us. One thing to note about Sharlock is it is treated as a dungeon with no repel in dungeon, and even though some of our runners have picked up a silver shield, that's not going to help them potentially repel any of the Sharlock enemies. That's one kind of wrinkle with no repel in dungeons, is that even if you are getting your defense high enough to normally repel wizards and werewolves, some of the weaker Sharlock enemies, that doesn't matter here in the flags with week 1 here. So it'll be interesting once we see some more Sharlock enemies, if any of them have sleep or DL2 breath, to tell us if we're going to potentially have volatile Sharlock dives.
Sure enough. A good reason to have all your herbs. Maybe a little bit more MP. Although 93, you've got an extra couple of heal words, or an extra... maybe a couple of heals.
And everyone has the Death Necklace, so with the high HP and lagging strength, likely that the Death Necklace is going to be beneficial. Angel stumbles into Cole, the town of Cole, baby. Picks up a silver shield. Haven't seen Cole from anyone. Assume that Angel's going to check the search spot there and find nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Ziggy's got another town here. It's Breckenary. And nope.
wonderful Brexit for Ziggy. Silly Dabbit is grinding on the Armor Knight in Swamp Cave, going to see level 11 pretty shortly. Ziggy's about 200 experience ahead, and well, just even now with Dabbit. Yeah, look at the experience for all of our runners. They're right around 2,200. It's pretty even race at the moment as far as experience goes.
For sure. So we've got one person without Erdrick's armor, and everyone's still trying to level?
I don't think Angel got the Erdrick sword out of Rimuldar.
No, you're right.
So that's potentially a factor. You think Rimuldar being relatively close to home that Angel will find it sooner than later at some point in the seed, but that might cause Angel to be doing some more exploration than necessary. We see him out by the East Coast and a whole lot of nothing out there. Dabbit is dedicating to the grind in Swamp Cave, Sassage to the grind in Hawksnest, and it looks like Ziggy's headed to Swamp Cave, so we're going to have potentially 3 Armor Knight grinds going on at the same time if Sassage and Dabbit come back to it. Deviation, Sassage is heading out, and thought he was going to go potentially to Cantlin, but did not. Dabbit, on the other hand, is going straight back down to Swamp Cave for that Armor Knight.
So we're looking for level 12 now, really, to see what that brings. Certainly going to need more strength. I didn't say that the first time. The HP and the MP are good, but the strength is definitely not there yet. Probably looking for another 40-ish strength.
Yeah, 40 strength plus the 40 roughly that they have will put them into the 80s, plus Erdrick's sword, plus potentially the Death Necklace. That'll get them in the 130 attack power neighborhood of being able to take down the DL2 under normal circumstances. Angel giving us a grand tour of Alefgard while we have Dabbit and Sassage grinding the Armor Knights. Ziggy is also walking the overworld. I'm not sure what Ziggy's looking for. Perhaps Charlock, just to put eyes on Charlock and know where that is going to be?
Could be. He sees a town up there and just ignores it. Wizards have sleep, and they're a Charlock enemy. That could be interesting.
Ooh, noted. Another one is we see green dragons on Angel's screen with hurt. Don't know how much hurt that is, but it's some hurt. And we didn't get a whole lot of help there on level 12. 2 of our runners at 12, 2 at 11. Not a whole lot of difference there in stats. Got 4 strength. We're going to need a whole lot more to be able to finish here. Ziggy now back at home, going underneath, presumably for grinding the Swamp Spike. Meanwhile, Angel finds Garanham, checking those treasure chests. Got a torch, cursed belt, and some gold. Nothing of real value there.
I hope this is not the grave, and he dives looking for stuff.
I hope it is the grave, and he dives looking for stuff. Find that fighter's ring, Angel. It is grave. Well, I think Angel will check the top 3. I don't know
probably.
if... With no repel in dungeons, there's going to be a lot of pointless encounters potentially on a full grave dive. The flags are really designed to steer away from a grave dive. We'll see where Angel goes in a moment. Oh no. Boy!
Now, I mean, he could be grinding on the way down, so maybe.
Whatever he sees on the way down is not going to be as efficient as the Armor Knights that Dabbit and Ziggy are just farming out here. Dabbit's on his way to level 13, Ziggy's not too far behind, and even Sassage is holding his own, doing some exploration here, 3,500 experience.
Angel picking his battles, but a Magic Wyvern is always worth it.
Urban Grave Chest 4 for the record. And there's an example of the inefficient encounters that Angel's seeing with no Repel and Sharlock on. We've got Red Slimes, Red Slimes ambushing Angel.
Level 13, we're up to 56 strength. Still not quite enough.
And even though we noted that HP was coming along quickly, it seems to have stalled a bit, only at 119 HP. That is not quite what we want for using the Death Necklace. Generally speaking, 130 HP is the threshold to using the Death Necklace. Death Necklace increases attack power by 10 points at a cost of reducing maximum hit points by 25%. So 130 hit points minus 25% lands you in the high 90s HP, which is still reasonable to be able to take a shot of DL2 breath from the Dragon Lord and survive. Grave 5 chest is some more gold for Angel. Big disappointment. Outside continues on. Really gotta find Rimalder. That's the one piece I think that Angel is missing.
Sassage apparently found Fighter's Ring in Mountain 2.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Interesting. How much will that play a factor in the endgame, that 2 additional attack power? We'll keep that in the back of our minds.
Yeah, if it's really close, if we're trying to dive on like 130, 129, something like that attack, yeah, it may make a difference for sure. If we get a large boost and we're up around 135, 137, something like that, maybe not.
Yep, that's very true. The higher the attack power goes, the less beneficial each incremental attack power is in the Dragon Lord fight.
Now, for getting down to the Dragon Lord, maybe, but the actual fight itself, Angel finds Mountain, so he may very well pick up the Fighter's Ring.
Should be able to, unless something takes him down by surprise here along the way with 116 hit points. Should be able to survive just about anything, even if he gets blasted with DL2 breath. So Dabbit and Ziggy continuing to grind that Armor Knight. They're each well on their way to level 14. Dabbit's about one battle ahead, 172 experience from each Armor Knight. Sassage approaching a town. Which town was this? Oh, it's back to Hawksness.
Rimalder shouldn't be too far away from him. Question is which direction.
Back to home, circles round and round. Boy, that's a frustrating feeling. Angel does pick up the Fighter's Ring, and Dabbit is going to be the first of our runners to hit level 14. One more Armor Knight after this one that he just defeated will get him there. Let's keep an eye on that.
Alright, here we go. 11 power is not bad, but not enough. And still no heal more either.
Yeah, Yeah, we really can't finish the game without heal more, can we? That's at this point we're looking at the MP, and it's like, oh, what do we got? Is that going to be 12 heal mores, 13 heal mores for the Sharlock dive? Well, without having access to the spell, we're at 0 heal mores.
Well, you may be able to heal your way down through. You certainly can't heal your way through a Dragon Lord 2 fight.
And we don't see Chaos enemies until week 4, so we can't rely on stop spelling the Dragon Lord and hoping that it spams sleep on us. It looks like Angel is either going to go through Swamp Cave or might be saying, well, I've done enough wandering, I'm going to grind up some levels to go stats, and then I'll be repelling the world, essentially, and then I can find what I'm missing and get Erdrick's sword along the way.
Ooh, here's a tablet cave I don't think we've seen yet.
You said that with way too much excitement, Cyberdark.
I'm not sure what would be in here. Probably an herb, if I had to guess. Nope, some gold.
So with the scoring of the regular season races with 4 players here in Winter League, the first place winner is going to earn 5 points, the second place finisher earns 3 points, third place earns 2 points, and fourth place earns 1. So there is definitely an advantage to finishing first. Just think about that for a second. The increment, the difference between first and second is the same as between second and fourth. So whoever finishes first is definitely going to be at a big advantage, but it's also important, especially if these runners are watching the race room and they see someone finish, try to get as good of a time as they can. Second isn't so bad. It really is important of not just who finishes first, but the order of all of our runners as they finish here. Like, the difference between third and fourth does make a difference in the point totals.
Yeah, usually by the time you hit week 5, I think most leagues that I've participated in, you're looking for about 15 points in total. Usually if you hit 15, you'll get into the playoffs. Might be 16, might be 14. So you want to get 15 total over everything, which is, 3 firsts or a first and a couple of seconds.
Yeah, getting a first place finish somewhere along the way really gives you a nice cushion to at least get you ahead to get that spot. It's, you walk out of week 1 with 5 points, then you really need to only figure in your head, I only need at least 10 or 11 points across 4 more races to get into playoffs and feel a lot better than if you finish even second place, where you're just walking out with 3, and then the pressure is on to find a first place finish somewhere along the way.
Yeah, Aaron has it right. If you don't get the first place at some point, most likely going to finish playoffs. If you get all second place, you have a good chance. But normally you need at least 1 first place finish.
So sillydabbit is going to get level 15 on the Armor Knight that he's currently fighting. Sassage is about halfway to level 14. Ziggy headed down. We'll see exactly what his experience is at. About halfway to 15. Okay, 50 earns Dabbit, 6 power, 4 agility, 0 HP, 7 magic. And was that heal more?
It was.
Meanwhile, Angel just earned level 14. Sassage is 2 or 3 Armor Knights away from hitting level 14 themselves. So Dabbit's got heal more, doesn't have ghost stats, but a lot of survivability to really do whatever Dabbit wants. Looks like going for putting eyes on Sharlock, perhaps? Which he does right here. That pause saw the square stone tiles.
I don't think it's worth trying to grind in Sharlock. I think that your better bet is the Armor Knight that you know is there. Still doesn't have Erdrick's sword, unfortunately. Alright, Sassage up to 14 now, gets that 11 boost in power. And here's Cold. It's not the town we want, but it is a town. Ziggy hits 15.
Quick look at the stats and immediately takes on an Armor Knight. Knows that not really close to finishing off the seed here without enough strength. And still not at Death Necklace HP either, only at 125. Any predictions for Go stats? We already have a prediction in chat from Beta, thinking 16 will likely be Go. Any other predictions out there? Are we going to see a higher level required? 17? 18? How far is this going to go?
I mean, the game will troll, but chance of getting maybe another 4 attack power and 4 HP so you can use a Death Necklace or 5 HP. Pretty high. The game usually balances out around 16, but it is entirely possible to need 20.
With Cantlin so close to home, we know that there's the runners know that there's fairy waters accessible, so could be an opportunity to use fairy waters, and we don't need a rainbow drop, right? With Open Charlock, no one's rescued Gwaelin and gotten Gwaelin's love. We do have some flute pickups, but that's the only thing potentially cluttering up the player's inventory, so that's a lot of fairy waters that they can stack up. Is that 7 or 8 fairy waters that they can get into their inventory?
Yeah, it's a lot. The only thing should be the flute, if you go and sell the rest of the stuff you picked up, like the Dragon Scale and the, oh no, Death Necklace would have to be in there, if you want to use that.
That's true, and feels like that's required. That'd be kind of an odd set of circumstances. Gotta watch what I say. If you get no HP and a ton of strength to get up to 130, 120 some attack power, so I guess, like, what, here at level 16, if they get 10 to 12 strength and no hit points, that might make the Death Necklace disposable?
Yeah, maybe.
That seems pretty unlikely, though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Beta confirming with no inventory items you can carry 8. So, Chris saying about 6 sounds right if you have the flute and Death Necklace. Ziggy doesn't have the flute, though.
Now, Dabbit is continuing to walk the overworld. I'm curious what Dabbit is doing. Perhaps trying to find Fighter's Ring somewhere, see if that's easily accessible in a cave.
Nope.
Or did Dabbit never get Erdrick's sword here in Ramalder? Question mark.
Last time I looked, he was on Broadsword, and I think he's going down for Erdrick's sword right now, yeah.
Aha, that's the ticket. Okay, so Silly Dabbit will... Yep, there's the Goldman's treasure guard. Is going to pick up Erdrick's sword. I think Angel is the only player now who does not have Erdrick's sword. Committed to the grind. While Dabbit was finding Ramalder, Ziggy has taken the experience lead and is going to cross 9,000 experience. Needs to get to 9750 for level 16.
Certainly won't take long. Should be able to do it on this run in Swamp Cave. Might need to heal more once more. Won't here. Okay, no, you'll get another Ember Knight here, but that's about it.
Angel just picked up level 15. Sassage, meanwhile, still about halfway between 14 and 15, although this Overworld Armor Knight is going to help Sassage. Sassage hasn't checked coordinates for Erdrick's armor. Sassage have gotten to have seen Cantlin, right? feels like Sassage just keeps making this loop kind of west of home. Feels like a couple of times we've seen Sassage over there. That's just going to
Definitely doesn't have the armor.
Yep, we can tell that by taking the damage on the swamp tiles. Okay, Aaron and Dave noting in chat that Sassage has not entered Cantlin and gotten Cornus. That's what it feels like, that Sassage is looking for armor and needs to find Cantlin to get to it. Ziggy took a death and headed back down into Swamp Cave to continue the grind. Dabbit almost out of resources here at 91 experience, or 9100 experience. So Ziggy won't quite get level 16 on this Armor Knight, but should be the first of our runners to get there on the next Armor Knight.
Chat noting that Angel goes for the Cantlin instead of the Death Warps. He's saving up for that Copper Sword. He should be able to buy it there now.
Alright, level 16. 0, 15, 2. Oh boy, can't make this up.
Well, guess we're going for another one.
Well, whoever said level 16, Mr. Strep, you undershot your prediction here. Lots of agility, though. We've got all the agility. We'll be repelling everything we want on the overworld. Dabbit not too far behind is gonna be, looks like 2 Armor Knights away from the level, unless it takes down more of these enemies along the way to just get 1 away. Angel pounded out Armor Knights himself, up to just about 9,000 experience. Only a couple more Armor Knights to get the level. Might be able to squeeze it out on this cycle of resources. Maybe not, being around 30 MP and having to burn Hurt Mores. Yeah, there'll have to be a refill there for Angel before level 16.
Of course, Angel still has to go find an Electric Sword. I guess it doesn't have to. It could probably pick up a Flame Sword or something if you get enough strength, but the problem is we don't have enough strength.
Yeah, even if we're able to throw on the Death Necklace, that's only 123 attack power, and then the HP is gonna be at, high 90s, not quite where we want it to be really safe from a Dragon Lord DL2 Breath shot. And defense is only, at the moment, for level 16, only at 81, so that doesn't help with the Dragon Lord fight either. You can still get hit for at least 49, if not 50, at 81, right?
49, I believe.
So that makes using Death Necklace at 127 hit points very sketchy.
Yeah, 86 defense is where you want to be. No, I think it actually could be 50.
Yeah, I think it's 50. Where's the manual when I need it? I think 82 to 86 is where we get to 49.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sassage finds Breckenary. Gets a refill of resources, I suppose, but not the Cantlin that Sassage is looking for. Meanwhile, Ziggy is about 1 to 2 Armor Knights ahead on the grind compared to Dabbit, and Angel just clicked off level 16. And Angel continues right on grinding as we would expect, the same as Dabbit and Ziggy, knowing that 16 is not enough, going for 17, which we'll see here in a minute or two. Looks like Ziggy's going to be the first of our players to get there. Dabbit's going to need a refill right now, so that's going to put Dabbit a little bit further behind. Ziggy's got still at 70-some MP, so is probably going to get level 17 before needing to refill.
Most likely, yeah. Was it 12.5, I think?
Correct. 12,000. Nope, 12,000 on the button.
Oh,
for
12,000.
level
Okay.
17. And then if we need level 18, not to commentary curse or anything, but if we need level 18, it would be 14,250.
Yeah, Angel, I think, is going to stay here for go mode and then maybe go look for the sword. Or might think sword is down in Sharlock, unfortunately.
That's a possibility, or could just be thinking, hey, if I knock out enough of these armor knights, at some point I'm going to get enough strength and AP to be able to finish this off, especially with Death Necklace. So there could be an argument for just sitting here on this grind and finishing with Broadsword. Especially with the way that the 4-player races go, where, yeah, it's great to get first, but if you feel like you've explored everything and you're beating your head against the wall and just can't find Erdrick's sword, or you think it might be down in Sharlock, you can do that check along the way. It's like, well, I can take, what, 3-4 minutes for another level on the Armor Knight than to spend who knows how long wandering the world for... I think Angel only has not seen Rimuldar and Tablet Cave, maybe? And then, of course, Sharlock.
I missed a level here for Ziggy. I didn't see what he got.
He got up to 81 strength, so he's at 121 attack power, up to 140 hit points, so that's Death Necklace. He's going to be at 131 attack power with 120 magic. That's clear go, and Ziggy is clearly going.
Yep, just gotta watch out for that 49 swing, that's all.
Yep, there's a threat of a 49 swing. You did note that there were wizards with sleep. We're going to be getting all kinds of encounters here, no matter what defense Ziggy is at, even with permanent repel, because there's no repel in dungeons. Sharlock is counted as a dungeon. Nothing can be repelled in Sharlock here, so we're going to get the full enemy encounters. That is correct, Brian, in chat.
Yep.
And Dabbit got level 17. Seems like he's confident that that's go level. Healing up in Cantlin and going to be just a minute or two behind Ziggy in Sharlock. Ziggy getting stopped by a blue dragon in Sharlock is going up basement 2, it appears. Dabbit just entered Sharlock, so about a 1 to 2 minute Sharlock time difference for entering for Ziggy and Dabbit.
Axe Knights have stop spell, that helps a little bit.
We see on Sassage's screen, wizards not only have sleep, they also have hurt more. He's being delayed in his exploration by Sleeping Wizard. Just everything that Sassage doesn't want to see there.
Right, we've seen some red dragons now. A little bit harder to run away from, but Ziggy did get away.
Angel now is walking to the northwest. Sees Sharlock, doesn't enter Sharlock. Looks like Angel might be looking for the last couple of locations hasn't seen yet, looking for Erdrick's sword here at level 17. Knowing Angel's that, like, okay, I'm at go stats, going for the decision to look for Erdrick's sword now, and maybe headed back for Sharlock? Angel's headed into Sharlock.
Oh, yeah. I think Rimuldar was pretty far to the west, east, sorry. Alright, bottom floor for Ziggy.
Yep, Ziggy in the basement, Dabbit getting delayed, is still just on the first basement floor of Sharlock.
Sassage is looking for Rimuldar, which Cantlin, and the coordinates.
coordinates are pretty countable. Should be a quick count, 28 north, 3 west when Sassage finds that, but just these encounters and not finding, every minute that ticks by is delaying Sassage. It's going to be interesting what Angel does getting to the bottom of Sharlock and not finding Erdrick's sword.
A green dragon with hurt is our spike tile in Sharlock today. No problem to defeat that.
Well, that's very cooperative. Ziggy gets a werewolf encounter, of course, between the Spike and the Dragon Lord. And here we go, our first Dragon Lord fight of the evening.
Still not an absolute given, but a most likely. Puts the death necklace on right away.
Dabbit having trouble running for the red dragons, has really had bad encounter and run luck, has to heal more instead of taking the mercy rule there. Ziggy getting into the DL2 fight.
Yeah, that mercy rule is hard to remember, I keep forgetting that.
Got 27 for Ziggy on the opening swings there. Plus another 10 is 37. Yeah, this... Ooh! Swings on 49! That's not guaranteed safety! Gutsy move by Ziggy. Oh, wow. Doesn't pay for it, though. Only got hit by 44 from the DL2 breath. Wow. As expected
for the treasury.
Yep, took the words out of my mouth. As expected, going for the treasury, not going to find sword in there. Dabbit has reached the basement. It's likely going to be just behind Ziggy on the finish, but let's wait and see what happens. I've lost count on Ziggy's fight here, but should be a breeze. Should be at least halfway to getting to the Dragon Lord finish. Dragon Lord has a range of 150 to 165 hit points in each seed. Angel going for judge's table. And
right,
Ziggy,
our first place winner.
Takes out the Dragon Lord. GG's for Ziggy7Z in our chat.
Silly Dabbit now putting on that death necklace. And Angel found something and immediately outside. Yeah, 5 points for first place finish in 3-2-1 in a 4-player game.
Big advantage for Ziggy moving ahead in Winter League here, coming out of Week 1 with 5 points. That's got to feel good. Dabbit is on the way for 3 points with the second place finish, barring a missed menu or something wild happening here. I'll let things take their course during this DL2 fight.
Sassage is now in Sharlock. Still doesn't have armor, I don't think.
No, definitely doesn't. Oof, yep, taking damage from the barrier tiles.
And I think I heard Ziggy pop in. GG's.
GG's. Thank you, Exploration Luck. I really got lucky early on. I guess that's what gave me the lead.
You and Dabbit, I believe, had the Exploration Luck. We're keeping pretty in time. Actually, at one point, all 3 of you, or all 4 of you, were at fairly good experience levels. Angel is just finding the sword, and Sassage is diving for armor.
Diving farmer. It didn't go through swamp?
He did, and went into Cantland, but didn't get the coordinates for whatever reason.
Ouch. Yeah.
And there's the finish for Dabbit, taking down the Dragon Lord. GG's for Silly Dabbit in second place finish tonight. Yeah, Angel just picked up Erdrick's sword, finally found Rimmeldar, and should be headed to Sharlock at level 17 here for the finish. Sassage is just bitten by not finding Cantland and not getting armor here, is diving for Sharlock, which no armor in Sharlock flag is on, so even without our previous knowledge, we know that armor is not going to be hit in here, and it's going to be a big disappointment, much like the disappointment Angel had looking for sword down in Sharlock.
Yeah, Rim was about a screen and a half away from start, so yeah, that kind of hurts. Like, you just probably not explode. The only thing I was worried about is it took me a while to find Sharlock, which was very close to home actually, and I kind of explored around it in all directions before I finally hit it. But other than that, I feel like I got into the grind quick enough that I wasn't too worried, and I knew I found Hawksness, so I knew that the Armor Knight was the grind. It's very unlikely with the strength we had that Sharlock could be any good as a grind, so I just sat on it forever.
Yeah, I think that was a choice in general. Pretty much everyone except Sassage, maybe, had stayed on the Armored Knight. Even Angel, not having the sword, just stayed there for pretty much the whole time. That's a Dabbit. GG's.
Yeah, GG. Well run, Ziggy.
Hey, GG. Yeah, just about 2 minutes different, so you probably were starting the Dragon Lord when I finished.
Yeah, I felt like I crushed this one, but I knew with the opponents in this one that crushing it was maybe not going to be good enough.
I mean, it was. I got really good exploration luck. I got both items pretty quickly, and the only thing that took me a little bit of a while is to find Sharlock. But I got decent experience on the way, etc. So I felt like I was in a great spot the whole time.
Yeah, I got the armor early, and then I opted for a grind before exploring, but I did get to Rim pretty quickly after that.
I got to Rim immediately after I got hurt more, off of Wolves and Magic. By the way, it's the first seed I've ever won in my life where I accidentally equipped the Death Necklace.
Right, I forgot about that. Someone said it in chat.
Yeah, I wanted to use the wings, but I pressed up a little bit too early and it didn't move, then I equipped the Death Necklace and I'm like, oh, well, I guess this time I'm going to just glitch some torches and level faster.
That's just a running meme that you're picking up there. We've seen in previous events, we saw someone win with a cursed belt equipped, so way to carry that on. That was the plan all along, right, Ziggy?
No, but I did find Breckenary in the corner of the map, so it was fine.
Well, how much HP did you have when you accidentally equipped it?
No, it was right at the beginning of the game. So I got out, I killed Magidrakey, I entered Stone's Cave, found the wings, and I decided I would go grab more torches. So I tried to use a wing to go back home from the Stone Cave old man and equip the Death Necklace. So it was like level 2, it was right at the start. It barely, I don't think it lasts me more than 30 seconds.
So
Since I got the torch just glitch after.
So I think I played like 4 total practice seeds and 2 I didn't finish, and I think Hurtmore did not come until level 12 in
Wait,
all 6
Angel
seeds.
Put on a cursed belt instead of the Death Necklace? Okay, and now it's putting on the Death Necklace.
So much cursing.
I think he's having a bit of fun with it.
Ziggy, one thing I've noticed, and I think we do have the Dragon Scale equipped on your tracker, you had 84 defense, and at one point you did swing on 49.
I did not know I had 84 defense.
Okay.
I was pretty sure, like, I went, okay, I have the silver shield. Surely he can't hit me for. But then he toasted
Yep.
me, so it was fine.
Yeah, I toasted you for 44, so you were fine anyway, but you did swing on 49 one time.
Yeah, no, it's just a good old mistake. If I knew I was
Oh,
at
it
84, I would have probably healed, because, I mean, the fight was absolutely free. Actually, it took me a second to process we were at 131 attack power, because I can't, like, in my head, I had calculated at 126. Then I rechecked the stats, and I was already on my way to buy Fairy Waters. So I'm like, what am I doing? It should just absolutely go.
We specifically noted the defense and what the Dragon Lord could hit for, and then when you swung on 49, we all gasped. But no harm, no foul, right?
Right, well, and it's fine if Dabbit wins it, if I do a mistake. I think I would have still gotten second place.
Yep, Angel is on the Dragon Lord right now, deal 2. Sassage is still trying to figure out where the armor is. Going back through Swamp Cave now, so might have a chance there.
So Ziggy, I assume you saw very little of the map overall.
No, I saw about, I would say 60% of the map, because it took me a while to find Sharlock.
Okay.
I explored like to the right of Sharlock, and then I explored to the left of Sharlock, and then I went south and found Hawksness, and then I finally found Sharlock, and I sat for the ground.
Okay, we have the same Pertmore count.
Oh, do we?
And down goes the Dragon Lord for Angel FM. GG's in chat for Angel on the 3rd place finish. Going to be rewarded 2 points.
And Sassage just picked up the coordinates.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I played so many slogs, I knew the race seed was going to be a jet. I just knew it was going to be a jet.
If it wasn't for the strength, you could have gotten, and heal more, I guess, you could have gotten a lot earlier, honestly.
I played a practice seed earlier, it was an hour 54, so that wasn't a jet. Yeah, I got 3,041 steps. I wonder how many steps you got, Dabbit.
I was
Because
just
3,000
under-
steps is not a lot to finish a seed.
I was just under you at like 2.9 something.
Oh. Well, I guess I explored, I had the armor, and I had the sword, and I was just exploding stuff. Come on, Sassage, you can do this count. Yeah, I promise you can do this count. Did he go west?
I will say the Sharlock was not super kind to me in terms of run blocks and ambushes, so I'm glad we had all that MP. I did have to burn 1 heal more on the way down.
Yeah, we were noting that as you were going down, Ziggy did have enough of a lead entering Sharlock that it very likely wasn't going to make a difference unless Ziggy had the just absolutely worst encounters ever or mismenued. But we did note that even though Ziggy was a couple steps ahead of you, Sharlock did you no favors and wasn't going to make it any closer than it was going to be. A lot of encounters, a lot of run fails, Red Dragon giving you the business.
Yeah, tons of encounters, and I think at least 2, if not 3, mercy rolls. But yeah, that's Charlotte for you.
I think I got only 2 mercy rolls. I got 1 on an Axe Knight of all things, and 1 on an Armor Knight. Red Dragons I got kind of lucky with, but I saw a few of them in Zone 2.
GG Angel, I know you can only stay for a minute because you got another race going on.
Yeah, no, GG's. I'm going to assume I'm the only one who saw every chest, so.
Probably. No, Sassage saw every chest. He forgot to check coordinates early on in the game.
Ah.
And he actually dove Sharlock for the armor.
Oh. Didn't know about the no armor in Sharlock.
I mean, I barely read the
apparently
flag set
not.
as it was, so it didn't matter.
Tell us what you were thinking when you were exploring every which way, Angel, and couldn't find Erdrick's sword, and then you went onto the spike grind and got up to ghost stats, and then went back out and exploring, and even dove Sharlock. What were you feeling at that?
Oh, I mean, I was just betting 7/8 on that chance. Like, that's all it was. And just the odds didn't work out for me. That's all happened.
Any plans to spend that gold that you found in the Grave 5 chest?
Quite possibly, yes.
I mean,
Put it as an investment for a 12,000 gold copper sword, probably.
Yeah, no, I mean, once I saw the armor knight and like both things were armor knights, so it's just like, okay, I might as well just get armor, get a shield, and just stay here. I'll try to finish up things in a little bit, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it just didn't work out. That's all it was.
Well, with all of that occurring and all of the map that you saw and a complete dive of Sharlock for the sword that came up empty-handed, including Judge's Table, only being, 9 minutes out of first place, there's something to be said for that, despite what happened, just being 9 minutes with all of that extra activity that you took. All else being equal, if exploration luck would have played into your favor, would have been extremely competitive.
Oh, I mean, obviously, I mean, come on, only, Ziggy and Dabbit just got lucky. I mean, what else would have happened with this? Come on.
Obviously.
No, I got great explode luck. I'm not going to lie. I got the sword like pretty much instantly after getting hurt more off of a wolf. I went like upright immediately and found Rimaldar and got the sword. And then I died to something, or I decided to go back, cast it outside, found Cantlin, took the cords, and immediately had the armor. I think I had both of them by 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty much like, once I got outside, I immediately went to back to swamp and just went outside. Cause I'm like, there's gotta be a town right out nearby. And of course it was Caitlin, and got the broadsword. And then, didn't really help out that much since we got hurt right after. And then get hurt more, it was like, okay. But just I do have to go. But I just want to thank Camion for putting the stream on. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, Cyberdark, for talking, and thank you, I think, Chris, with her doing the tracking.
Yep. Thank you for the fun race.
Good luck in your next one.
Good luck.
Yeah, no, I gotta read whatever week 2 says now. So okay, cool. Thanks.
We see on the screen we did get the benefit of a min-rolled Dragon Lord HP, so of course that's going to happen in a seed where ghost stats are crystal clear, where level 16, not going to happen, level 17, oh gosh, how many heal mores am I going to finish with? So you guys get to see that you got the benefit of 150 HP Dragon Lord in a seed where it didn't really matter, so good job on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was liking the fact we had a lot of MP. I was wondering if we were going to have some complicated math to do, like with Fairy Waters for a Dragon Lord kill, but level 17 was so overwhelming that, yeah, it didn't really matter.
Was there any thought or any hesitation for making a shot of it at 16, or was it just 100%, nope, 17, let's go?
No, I mean, it really didn't make sense because we would be at 95 HP. And it would be scary if we could get doubles at, what would have it been, 123 strength. So you win in, on average, about 20 attacks. If you had the Fairy Waters, and I had the Flute and the Dead Necklace, so that was kind of a problem. So that's 2 less Fairy Waters. Yeah, you end up probably winning in 16, 17 attacks if you're lucky. So, yeah, yeah, that was really, really scary.
And that makes sense. That's the logical choice to make, not make an unnecessary risk, especially with such a competitive group here. And we were talking about that in the chat and on the stream here. Level 15, when we were waiting to see what level 16 was going to show, we were like, level 16's probably going to be go unless level 16 gives no strength and no hit points. And, well, that's exactly what it gave. I think it was 0 strength and 2 HP or something completely useless.
15 agility, I think. Was it the 15 agility level?
Yes, it was. Yeah, so that's where you got all of your agility. Otherwise, you'd be finishing with 50-some agility. Would have made the Sharlock dive even more difficult and volatile. I mean, Dabbit's dive probably felt like it was at 50-some agility, but that actually would have been there. And then would have had the risk of getting hit by the Dragon Lord for, I don't know, what, 51, 52? Would have been a really ugly fight without that agility boost at the very end.
So there was talk of, potentially gambling on Charlock earlier, and I did think about it because I grinded so early without finding the sword, and I found Charlock pretty early, kind of after finishing that grind to heal more, and so I did give it a split second thought, but, if, for example, I didn't find the sword when I did, I would have probably given it a potential look, because I never found grave or mountain or anything like that.
Interesting. The one piece that the two of you didn't find was the fighter's ring that was over in Mountain Cave that Sassage and Angel both picked up. So Sassage into the Dragon Lord 1 fight did equip the Death Necklace, so Sassage is going to have even better stats than y'all at level 17 with the benefit of the fighter's ring. 133 attack power. Did use up a heal more on the way down. Had some difficult fights as well in encounters, but shouldn't be a problem here once again, finishing off the Dragon Lord. As I say, that gets back attacked, so it's going to make it slightly more challenging, but let's root on Sassage for finishing off the Dragon Lord here.
No, he should be fine. 13 heal mores with this strength. Yeah, I think that's no problem.
An 8 there. I think the first swing was a 12, so just saying, has more attack power than you guys. Not getting the best rolls. There's another 12. But yeah, now that we know that the Dragon Lord only has 150 attack power, we know that definitely helps the math of securing the fight here. Might be a nail-biter, though, for Sassage without knowledge that it was a low-roll Dragon Lord if these rolls continue to be less than favorable. There's another 12, okay.
Can't remember, Ziggy, did you say you had full fairy waters for the fight?
No, I actually bought 3 of them before my brain actually recognized the situation.
Yeah, I popped into Cantlin real quick with the intention to wings back versus popping into the castle, and I bought whatever fairy water I could fit in the inventory, which is I think 2.
Didn't use the mag one with 4 heal mores remaining. I had a pretty good dive, actually. No complaints there.
This Dragon Lord fight for Sassage getting down to his last heal more. And 16 on the last swing is enough. GG's for SassageLink.
All in all, an hour 12 for a league seems not that bad.
We'll see if Sassage can join us in the booth for some thoughts quickly. Looks like Sassage is going to join us, so we'll hang tight here for just a moment and get Sassage's reaction to what just happened and the 4th place finish, and we'll chat about what you guys are looking forward to week 2 as we move forward here in Winter League. And then after we conclude this broadcast at the top of the hour at 10 p.m. Eastern, we will have another stream for a vodcast recording of a race that took place yesterday that we weren't able to get on a broadcast. So 10 p.m. Eastern, we will have another race here for Group 5.
Or immediately going into another one in, what, 40 minutes? Amazing.
Absolutely, bit of a double header here. There's a lot of action. I'm impressed with how many races were scheduled right away so quickly in the week. We're going to have 3 races here complete in the first 2 days, and then there's 2 scheduled for tomorrow. So we're really knocking them out, and it's great. A lot of action here, Winter League 2026.
I believe it is the vodcast of the race that happened yesterday, half stream, right?
That is correct. Yep, Group 5 had a race last night. One of the participants had an async, so a lot of... it'll be interesting for them as well, where the other players will see the asynced players race, so there'll be some reveals there amongst them as well, and yeah, we'll all see what happened there in the Group 5 race. And with that, we get SassageLink here joining us. GG, Sassage.
Thanks, I guess.
Well, we all know what the struggle there was finding Cantland. Tell us what you were thinking and feeling as you were working through that seed and had difficulty finding Erdrick's armor.
The big thing I was looking for was the grave, and I never found it, and I completely forgot about Cantland, so yeah, I never went back there, even dove Sharlock looking for the armor, and knowing it wasn't there, but I still did it.
Knowing that it wasn't there. Yeah, we were noting here in chat as we were seeing you do that. It was like, oh, Sassage, no armor and Sharlock is on. You're even without the knowledge that we have here watching, you're not gonna find it there, man.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those things, like, I gotta check just in case.
At that point, you're just scrambling and don't know which way is up. Were you watching the race room and seeing the other players finish?
I didn't look until after an hour and then realized I was already in last place, so yeah.
It was definitely the tale of who was able to get the good exploration and find armor and sword, which is what happened with Ziggy and Dabbit. They were pretty lockstep in grind and go. They found sword, they found armor, sat on the armored knight grind, and we're just a minute or two behind each other on the grind and finished within a minute or two of each other in the race. Angel, instead of looking for Erdrick's armor, Angel had a tough time finding Rimuldar and couldn't find Erdrick's sword. So between you and Angel, we saw a lot of nooks and crannies of the map. Angel dove grave and also full cleared Sharlock looking for the sword. So that's definitely the tale of this race.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you're coming out of week 1 with 1 point, but the benefit of that is, I suppose, if you look at it this way, is if you're going to have a seed where exploration just doesn't go your way and something like this happens, rather have it in week 1 than in week 5, let's say, right? Where you're not fighting for a potential playoff spot, get this out of your way and move forward?
Yeah, it's... This Winter League, it's always just see where it goes. I never know how I'm going to do, and sometimes it's great, sometimes it's horrible, so I just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's Winter League in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm usually 1 or 2 points behind getting in the playoffs. Like, I'm right there, but, just can't quite make it. But, last year I made it to the semis, so you never know what's going to happen.
Never know what's going to happen, absolutely. Circling back to Ziggy and Dabbit, is there anything that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Other than thank you for organizing this, no, I think it's that's it for me.
Yeah, I'll echo the same thing. Just thanks to all the volunteers for putting these awesome races on that chat and everybody else gets to enjoy. And good luck in week 2.
Yeah, just want to repeat that. GG's, everybody. Thank you for putting this on tonight. Really appreciate it. It's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And we'll see everybody next week.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to be back here live on the DW Randomizer channel at the top of the hour with the vodcast of the Group 5 race that took place last night. Hope to see you then. And then we have another broadcast scheduled for tomorrow. We have a race that was just added for Thursday, and then a slew of races on Friday. So it is just day after day of Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League. It's always a blast with these events. So much action. Hope you can catch it. And good luck to all three of you as you continue on into Winter League. Anything you want to add, Cyberdark, before we head out?
No, just again, GG's everyone, and it was nice coming back to commentate for something like this. And hopefully we'll see you some night the week.
It was a pleasure. Thanks, Cyberdark. Thanks, Kamion. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you later.